Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the Soulcast. Well, kind of a Soulcast, honestly. It's gonna be a weird one, but I'll tell you this, it's gonna be better than no podcast, so here we are once again. Alright, so, I guess I can tell you Eric's not here, as you can hear by his dulcet, non-existent dulcet tones. So, instead, we're gonna do something a little bit different since we don't have him here. I have something special. By which I mean I have a recording of Eric, who is my co-host, and he will tell us regarding the topic and regarding what he's been doing this week. However, I will start on my end and start with what I've been doing this week. Well, what can I say? I'm still playing Overwatch. A lot of Overwatch, to be perfectly frank. That game is the game that keeps on giving, by which I mean it keeps pissing me off by me losing a lot of my rank matches. So yeah, that happens. I'm still a gold, go figure. But I'm going at it slowly but surely. I will probably make it to platinum someday. I also just recently started playing Nier. What's this Nier I speak of? It's that game that's made by Square Enix. You know, that weird game by Yoko Taro. I just recently been getting into the series. And well, I read a lot about Drakengard, which is the original series that Nier is based on. And it's weird. It's a weird series to say the least. And I dig it. I super dig it. And I got Nier so I can get ready for the PS4 version of Nier Automata. Automata sounds much better. But yeah, I'm getting ready for that mess. By which I mean good stuff. You should play the demo, by the way. I totally dig it. And you should dig it too, especially now you don't have a platinum on an Xbox One game coming out, with Skeleton being cancelled and whatnot. But that's not Nintendo news. I mean, I'm just saying. You want a new platinum game, go for Nier Automata. Well, kind of platinum game. Yes, the mechanics, that's the whole point. Go get it. It's fun. It's a fun demo. Buy the game in March 7th. Buy it. Buy it. In any case, that's been my whole week, really. I actually made a huge chunk of Pokemon. I almost neared the end of the game. Go figure, huh? I'm almost done. And I'm happy about that. It's gonna be my first game of 2016. Probably. Hopefully. Unless I stop. Probably not. But I better not. But just making sure. I hope I don't fuck that up. But that's been my day. And I suppose now I can cut to Eric, who will tell you about his week. Not day, week. Take it away, Eric. Devin said you might be listening to little audio issues with his audio. You'll see what I mean when you listen to it. Okay.
Now I'd like to go ahead and talk about, I guess, what I did go ahead and do this week. So, not much, because once again, I did get really busy, and I did also recently get a new puppy, and that puppy has, what you probably remember from the podcast before, it screaming in the background. It's doing a lot better, but it is still, I did have to take it to the vet a few more times, just to make sure, checkups, all that good stuff. It is doing a lot better though, thank God. But now I do have my bigger dog and my older dog that did go ahead and get sick as well. So whatever this little one had, the bigger one that has as well. But as for video games, Pokemon Go continues to be one of the things right now. As I actually talk right now, I'm actually walking, so that's why I may sound a little bit out of breath. And I'm hatching my eggs with my Apple Watch. So I've still been playing that. I did try the demo that you told me about, John, if you're listening to this, which I'm sure you are. It was very interesting. It's a hack and slash shooter, if you will. But it was pretty fun. I enjoyed the demo quite well. I think I need to just the ending of that demo kind of, I was like, what just happened? But I'm sure there's more to it. But it would be something that I would like to go ahead and try out eventually. It looked pretty fun. So that's what I played that, and I recently bought Diablo 3. My buddies here at work wanted me to go ahead and get it. I haven't played it. Well, actually, I lied. I started it just so I can get through the tutorial phase, if you will, and then that way I can go ahead and just jump into a game with my other buddies. But Overwatch, that's the other one still that I've been playing. Still haven't gone to Pokemon Go. Oh, it's even not Pokemon Go, Pokemon Sun, so I need to return to that and start playing it once again. I'm still stuck at the Elite Four, so I really haven't played since that, especially because I do have a buddy here at work that is wanting me to go ahead and trade him a few Pokemon because he doesn't have them. So eventually I will go ahead and get to do that. But aside from that, that's about it.
Wasn't that just great? Eric just talked about his week. He talked about certain things, like the games he played and the stuff he keeps doing. He probably still playing Pokemon Go, right? He probably is. He's probably playing a few other new games. Probably not, knowing him. But probably so. You never know. But that's it with the news. And now we're gonna get... No, wait, that was not the news. That was added weeks. Now we're gonna go into the news. News! Alright, so there's really not a lot of news. It's still the beginning of the year. I mean, we'll get a lot of news next week with the Switch and whatnot. We'll get that thing and we're gonna have news. We're gonna have news to go. We're not gonna know what to do with all the news we're gonna be getting because Switch is gonna have a lot. And it happens at the time of this recording tomorrow. So if I release this video, it's gonna be today. Or in 4 hours if I release this video at 6, as I always do. But yeah, that's it. Bad news. So speaking of Switch, apparently, one of the producers or Mother 3, one of the developers is going to the Switch event. Why is he going? Is he confirming Mother 3? Is Mother 3 finally coming to America? Well, not necessarily. Here's the thing. This might be transmitted for everyone, but this is going to be a Japanese-only event, so to speak. Unless it's confirmed to be a worldwide release, it's not going to be a worldwide release. So, keep that in mind. Just in case it doesn't turn out to be what you wanted it to be. What do you think about this, Eric? Yeah, good. Yeah, cool. It's alright. Well, so keep it in check, and we'll see what happens tomorrow, today, tonight. Yeah. And of course, prepare for this Switch event. Speaking of, in sad news, maybe if they are to be considered true. Alright, let's be honest. Do you think Nintendo's gonna have enough switches? Yes, switches. I think switch is the right way to say it. To go around with? Do you think so? Do you think they have a full stock of them? Will they have enough to share? Nintendo, do you have enough to share with the class? Do you have enough for us to enjoy? Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. And that's the problem. There's a huge rumor. At least for GameStop, who apparently will not be having a lot of Switches. So, if you are considering to buy a Switch, be cautious. And I say cautious in the way that do not go to GameStop to pre-order a Switch. If anything, go to Amazon or... Don't go to eBay though. Do not go to eBay because, you're gonna see a lot of those. So go to Amazon or go to the official Nintendo website. They all have links for places you can pre-order. They'll likely have pre-orders up tomorrow, maybe even tonight, the moment it's revealed. So keep an eye out on that. Maybe Amazon will have an early pre-order date. So again, keep an eye out and you'll get it. That being said, for now, we can move on to our topic. And I'm gonna let Eric take over as this is gonna be a short podcast, obviously. So the topic is gonna be a quick talk more. It's not really gonna be a topic, it's gonna be more about talk. Eric is going to talk about what he wishes to see for the Nintendo Switch.
About a little bit on the
Take
Nintendo
it away, Eric.
Switch, which as of this recording, the Switch will be unveiled fully tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what I'm expecting or hoping to expect. So obviously we're going to see a price. At least we better see a damn price. An exact release date. And what I'm hoping to see, now some of the, like I said, these are just hopes and dreams, nothing more, nothing less. I'm hoping because they did go ahead and state that you'll be able to play Pokemon on it, or there was rumors from GameStop that accidentally published that and then they took it down immediately a couple days later. But I'm hoping that some of your 3DS games such as Pokemon Sun and Moon switch over. Obviously, the word switch, no pun intended. But I hope they move over, including maybe some Wii U games without having to repurchase it or for any kind of fees. But what are the chances of that happening? But you never know. Another thing that I'm hoping to see is the other thing that I would love to see out of this would be hopefully Nintendo releases some kind of bundles. As you may recall, they did have with the Wii U the regular version, which was the white one, and then they had the black version, which was the deluxe version, as they called it. Included an extra little kink and I believe some more memory. So I'm really hoping that they release some kind of bundle that actually saves money, though. I don't want it to be, or it has some kind of reason for me to buy it. So color would do it too. So if they did offer a black one versus a white one, or whatever the case may be, a Zelda themed one, or I know that there is some skins by third parties that are already being made for the system itself, but something like that would be pretty cool. But I don't want to have to buy just a regular Switch that comes with Zelda bundle, and there's really no difference in price. As if I was to buy it separately, then there's really no deal with that, unless I guess the only thing that really would get me, as stupid as it sounds, would be the box art. But aside from that would be it. Finally, the last thing that I would like to go and see out of this would have to be a better online network. So one of the funny things is that I did also buy a PS4. Maybe you've been following the podcast, you probably remember around what time that happened. And then eventually so did John. So the cool thing about the PS4's online capabilities is that I can literally go ahead and see what my friends are playing. And then while they're playing, I can ask them, hey, is this a good game? Can I watch you play it? And I can request to watch. Or the other cool thing about it is that I can jump into that game if they're playing that game. So we can start up a group and start playing together. This is something that I've been doing a lot recently with my PS4, and it is something that I wish or hope that eventually Nintendo incorporates into their online capabilities. As it is right now, it's not something that you can think of when you hear online capabilities. You really don't think Nintendo, you think Xbox or PlayStation. So that would be something cool that I wish for, but again, it's one of those things that I'm just wishing for.
Yep, you sure are correct, Eric. He sure was right, eh? Alright, so he talked about his stuff. I guess now I'll talk about what I want for the Switch. Honestly, I want more games. That's honestly the basic of it. I want more games from Nintendo, obviously. I mean, if you're gonna buy a Nintendo Switch, you're not gonna buy it because of the gimmick. You're not gonna buy it because it's a portable system / console. You're likely not. There's people who will, and that's cool and all, but you buy a Nintendo console for the games, not for the hardware. Software is the games. Yeah, you're not buying it for the hardware. You never are. You're a fool if you think that's the reason you want a Switch for. Never is. It's always the games. They usually have some interesting way, because here's the thing, Nintendo games are really very solid. They're always on point. They always are, what's the word looking for? They're always not made to perfection, but they're well tested. You know what I mean? They have a quality of life that not many other developers do have. Like, you hear a lot of times that, oh no, this game needs to be patched at launch because it's not actually complete. But Nintendo doesn't really do that. At most, they will release patches that will help either run better, but other than that, the game's technically complete. I mean, monolith stuff, to be honest, doesn't count. That's not really a Nintendo developer. Second party at best. But Nintendo always does that thing that they will always have something going. By which I mean they will always have the game ready. At least for the most part. They will release small patches and whatnot, but nothing for game breaking stuff, usually. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're perfect, but you know what I mean. They will do their thing and they will do it correctly enough. Or more than most developers. Also, they likely won't have installing times because it's cartridges. So, you know those horrible loading times? Or those installing that you buy the disc and you still have to install like 20 gigs? Oh yeah, I expect that a lot for PS4 and Xbox. Even with the Pro and the Scorpio. Even the Scorpio is going to have that going on. So watch out for that. But honestly, that's one of the big things I want. One of my wishes, so to speak. But what else do I want? Honestly, I just want a system that's durable, that doesn't break, and then it runs well enough. You know, I'm not one person who is over the graphics and everything, but I want a system that will run games well. I know other companies won't like what the Switch has going, and the Switch won't have enough power. It won't run the top of the line PC games, but it doesn't need to. Maybe just something that can carry itself, something that can run games, maybe not at the same speed, maybe not the same resolution, but something that can run games, something similar to the PS4, maybe even the Xbox One when it originally came out. That's not too much to ask for, right? I mean, that would be good. We will get more games from third parties, and since it's easy apparently to port stuff to the Switch, you have it all right there. Everything for you. You get it. Everyone gets it. So let's hope that's the case. Another thing is that okay, so this is really one weird one to, maybe that's not weird, but they need an account system. Eric probably already talked about this, but I want to reiterate. They need an account system so we can have games, you know, to that account, so we don't have to buy the virtual console games again. It sounds minor, but having owned a PS4 long enough, I can say that's cool to have a system like that. You're gonna get your PS3 games that you already had. That's cool. However, there's the one thing that a lot of people don't know about the console releases on the PS4, like for PS2, PS1. They're not optimized for the system. As if you play certain games, you will notice, surely enough, how they run like crap in cases like there's delay in movement. For example, I bought Metal Slug Anthology for the PS4. There has a delay. It's bad. And that's a good thing about Nintendo. When they release virtual console games, they usually make it very, very accurate to the original release, which is also why they take forever to release certain virtual console releases. In case you didn't know, now you know. You release an RPG, whatever. That normally does not need optimization per se. I mean, most of the time you're just gonna be pressing A. It's not gonna be a time-based game or whatever. So, like rhythm-based or whatever. So, you know, that'd be good. But honestly, that's really it. I'm expecting to see games that I want. Like, we're gonna see the new Mario game more than likely. We're gonna see Breath of the Wild again. Not that I'm complaining, really. And we're probably gonna see that weird Mario Rabbids crossover game. What's it gonna be called? Probably not like Rabbids Kingdom. What would you name something Rabbids Kingdom, not Mario and Rabbids Kingdom? Copyrighted. Trademark. Rights reserved to Nintendo and Ubisoft. Okay, well, that's it. Short podcast, huh? Longer than Solocast and shorter than the normal podcast. Way under an hour. Probably gonna be 25 minutes according to what Eric put. But we heard what he had to say. You heard what I had to say. And now you get to make your own decisions. So go ahead. Get up 4 hours from now. Probably. Well, 3 hours and a half from now. Get excited. The Switch is coming, man. And it's gonna be great. It's going to be better than the Wii U for sure. I'm sure it's going to be better than the Wii U. So keep in mind that, and let us hope that it does well. Let us hope that the presentation does well, firstly. And let's hope that you can get your pre-order in. So you better keep an eye out on that. Keep an eye out. Get your Switch. That's going to be the name of the podcast. Don't lose the switch. Click the switch. You'll see the name of the podcast title. Okay, well, it has been Jonas and Ericyo in a really weird way. And we'll see you guys next time.